We're here at the Hegel offices in Oslo, and we're here to introduce our newest amplifier, the top-of-the-range reference integrated amplifier H600. This is our new reference integrated amplifier. It's the H600. It looks quite similar to all our other products, but this is the top of the range. It's the best you can get. We nicknamed it the powerhouse because it is powerful, very powerful. In terms of watt, it is 2 times 303 watts in 8 ohms. It has a dampening factor of 4,000 and it's stable down to 2 ohm loads, continuously driven. So this beast, this powerhouse, can drive any loudspeaker on the market with ease. Of course, as all our amplifiers, it's a pure Class AB amplifier. Also use a dual mono amplification inside. So you have a single core that is where the one winding goes to the left channel and one winding goes to the right channel. And it's as close as you get to a mono amplifier within one chassis. On the output side of things, we have 6 pairs of high capacity output transistors, ensuring that you have enough watts to drive any speaker on the market. One of the main goals of Hegel is of course staying as true to the audio signal as possible. And we achieve this by employing a lot of smart technologies. In all our amplifiers, we use separate voltage and gain stages. Usually these are combined, but we separate them so that they can be optimized for the job they're supposed to do. In addition to that, these separate stages also have their own separate power transformer, so that there's no interference in between the output stage, which is quite noisy, and the input stage, which is quite sensitive. Speaking of the input stage, there we also use in this unit hand-matched components so that it is as identical on each channel as possible, also eliminating noise. In the H600 we also have a brand new DAC, or a digital analog converter, that is a lot better than what we have had before. It is a bit perfect DAC, meaning that it won't alter the signal. The signal coming in will be the same bitrate as the signal the DAC is converting. There's no upsampling, no downsampling, there's no artificial ingredients whatsoever. It is also clocked to stay in sync with the incoming signal, so the clock frequency is not altered at any stage. And we do this to maintain the most pure audio signal throughout the amplifier. And of course the H600 has our Sound Engine 2 error cancellation technology. What few errors are left after we've done all these other upgrades inside are cancelled out, and what you are left with, what remains, is the pure audio signal only amplified to drive the largest of speakers. Inside, the DAC and the preamp is also shielded by a steel casing, making sure no noise can reach these sensitive components. The chassis, however, is made out of aluminium. And the reason for that is that the acoustic properties of the aluminium is much better for housing these sensitive electronics. The feet are of course also aluminium, solid aluminium, and there's 4 feet that makes it sit very stably because this is a heavy amplifier. It weighs 22 kilos, so it better be sturdy. The top cover is especially thick, as well as the bottom cover, making this construction very stable. And the venting is also improved from previous generations of Hegel amplifiers. On the H600 we've completely reworked the top cover, the bottom cover, the back and the front cover. It looks like a Hegel because all products looks like a Hegel, but extensive work has been made to make this construction more rigid and to have better airflow so that it stays cooler when you play loud for a real long period of time. The side panels are mostly what we used to have. On the H600 we've completely reworked the front knobs. They are much bigger, much more tactile than ever before, and they also include a push button functionality. So if you push the volume button, the amplifier mutes and unmutes, and if you push the source button, the amplifier pauses whatever is playing and plays it again. If you hold the source selector, you enter the menu, and you can navigate the menu as you would previously, only with the remote. Also, on the inside of the volume knob, we have the volume attenuator coming from the P30A reference preamplifier. This is a really good volume attenuator, which makes it a lot more quiet than what we used to have. And of course we have our remote control functionality, which means that common TV brands, IR remotes and smart remotes can be used to control your Hegel. Turning it on and also turning it to the right channel and turning the volume with the remote. This makes it easier for everyone in the household to control the sound of the TV with their amplifier. And it's one thing that we really appreciate is when all members of the household enjoy our great products. When we at Hegel say integrated amplifier, we really mean fully integrated. This has all the things you would ever need for a stereo amplifier. On the connection side of things, you of course have these two very good speaker output terminals, delivering the power to your speakers. On the input side of things, you have two sets of XLR inputs and two sets of RCA inputs. Analog outputs, we have a fixed analog output and a variable analog output, which can be used for a subwoofer, but we recommend using high-level subwoofer cables if you can. And we also have a digital output, a BNC digital output. On the digital board, we have BNC, we have coaxial 1, we have 3 optical, we have a USB, and we have a network input. This means you can connect any source you would like. All digital inputs, except for the USB, has signal sense, meaning that the amplifier will turn itself on when it receives a signal, and you can adjust how this works in the amplifier menu. It will also automatically switch to the right input if you like it to. Analog inputs can be set as a fixed high-level input, meaning that if you have a surround sound preamplifier and you want to connect this as a stereo power amp for your front speakers but leave the rest of the work up to the surround amplifier, you can do that. Or if you have a multi-room system where you want to connect a multi-room hub to your amplifier, this can also be used. You can use the volume control in your multi-room app as you would normally. With all these inputs, we have a complete integrated amplifier by any means. But being fully integrated means you also need to be able to stream any service you are used to our amplifier. So for Apple users, we have AirPlay 2. For Android users, we have Chromecast built in. We have Roon Ready. We have Tidal Connect. We have Spotify Connect. And we of course have UPnP streaming. And this is only the start. In the future, there will be new streaming services that are popular, not the ones we have today. And the streaming module we are using is powerful enough to be able to handle these as well. So whatever comes in the future, we will be ready. And the amplifier will be ready because it automatically updates. And these features are of course always free. We don't charge you anything for this. So here you have an amplifier that can drive any speaker on the market. You can hook it up whichever way you want, and you can stream to it whichever way you want with the streaming apps you're used to using on your phone today. And it will sound amazing, and it will drive everything. You can hook it up to your cinema system, no worries. You can hook it up to your multi-room system, do it. You can use it purely as an analog amplifier. That's okay. But it has a really great DAC. It has a myriad of streaming services included in it. So it's a plug and play thing. All you have to do is connect really great speakers to get the most out of it.